Okay, so now let's learn how we can use do while and break statements for input validation. Let's say we want to get an employee's ID number, and that ID number should be 4 digits. It can start from 1000 and it can go up to 1999. So here the ID should be 4 digits, and we will ask the user to enter the ID. And if the entered ID is less than 1000 or more than 1999, we will ask the user to enter the ID again. So here we will use do while and break statements for the input validation. How can we do that? Let's see. So here again, we have our skeleton, right? So we have int main, return 0 and everything there. So let's say we declare the ID as ID num variable, and we'll ask the user to enter the ID repeatedly until the ID is between 1000 and 1999. So how do we do that? So since we'll ask the user to enter the ID repeatedly until it is in the range, so we have to keep that in do while loop, right? So we'll write do, and then we'll write while statement. And here in do while loop, you know that the set of statements that we keep inside the do while, they execute at least once, right? So here we will ask user to enter the ID number, and the user will enter ID number, right? And here, if the user has entered the correct ID, right, then we will exit the loop, right? So here, if the user has entered correct ID, which is in the range, so we'll check that if ID num greater than or and so here what we will do basically, we'll display this message, right? If ID num is less than 1000 or ID num greater than 1999, so we will display this message, okay? Okay, so here we will do this, and else we will break the statement. Okay? So now here what we will do basically, so here we have put while true expression. I will tell you what. So here we can display. Okay, so let's understand this code. When your program will start executing, right? So when your program will start executing, so what will happen? So let's see. So here you have this variable ID num, and then you have this set of statements which are inside the do while loop. And we know that in do while loop, the condition is checked at the exit of the loop, not at the beginning of the loop. So this set of statements will execute, right? So let's say what will happen if they will execute, right? So here, let's say we have asked the user to enter ID num, and let's say user has entered ID num as, let's say 800. for ID num. So then what will happen? This 800 is smaller than 1000, which is true. And then you have OR operator. So in OR operator, if one of the expression is true, then that the whole expression will be true. So then since ID num 800 is smaller than 1000, this is true. So then we will display ID num is invalid. Okay, so you will display ID num invalid. And then else part will not execute, then your code will come here. So here you have an expression, and this Boolean expression is like true. So this is true is a keyword which is for true logic. So this is true. So then your code will jump again here. It will ask you enter ID num again. So let's say you enter this time 2100. You enter 2100. So then this 2100 will be compared, will be used in this expression. So here 2100 is smaller than 1000, which is false. But now you have this 2100, which is greater than 1999, which is true. So in OR expression, OR operator, if one of the expression is true, then the entire expression is true. So this is true. Then it will display this ID num is invalid. Right? And then your code will jump here again, because else part will not be executed. So while true, which is true, your code will go here again in the do while loop, and will again ask enter ID num. Let's say you enter 1500 this time. So 1500 will be compared with 1000. It is not smaller than 1000, which is false. And then 1500 is not greater than 1999, which is again false. The entire expression is false. Then your else part will execute. It will execute this break. So when it will execute break, your code will jump here. Okay. So now it will show you ID num is 1500. So you can use do while and break for input validation, right? So here we have checked that the ID num should be within the range of 1000 and 1999, right? So we can use this break statement and do while statement for input validation, right? So let's run this program. Let's run this program to verify that whether we have implemented it correctly. So let's say I put ID num initially 800. It is showing us ID num is invalid. Let's say we put 2100. Again, it is showing ID num is invalid. Then let's say I put 1500. Now we have correct ID num, right? So that's how basically we can use do while and break statement for input validation. And again, as I told you that we can also implement this program using while loop, right? So whatever you can implement using while, you can also implement that using do while. And whatever you can implement with do while, you can also implement that using while.